Good morning, everyone. My name is Charissa Fajardo, and on behalf of the Canadian Helper Society, I'd like to warmly welcome you today. Session on financial scams targeting seniors. This important event is made of the Government of Canada New Horizons for Seniors Support Program. Today, we'll be exploring some of the most common scams that target older adults, including phone scams, email fraud, identity scams, and investment scams. We'll also discuss red flags to watch for and practical steps to protect yourself and your loved ones. We're honored to have Zarin Saz Alizahi Ahi Zarin with us, a social science specialist and education counselor who brings valuable insight to this family topic. Welcome, Mom.
Thank you. So good morning.
Yes, Miss Zarin.
Yeah.
You
So we are
can
starting.
start.
Okay, perfect.
Your voice is not coming.
No, I'm
Also, you are
on.
not muted, but your voice is.
No.
We can hear her.
No. Sorry.
So you can hear me?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning. So I hope everyone are doing well. So we're going to talk about a subject that is very, very, very close to us, even if you are not facing with any of the scams. Don't worry, you will see that soon. So we're talking about scams and talking about money and identity, the most important things that are not going to go through the online websites, asking online. So we're not going to share our identity and sending money, and make sure that none of the organizations send you money through the internet. And also, none of the right organizations ask for your detailed identity over the phone or website. So let's go through it. During this conversation, this being together, we're going to learn the most important vocabulary too. Okay, bear with me. Now, what is the scam? The scam is a dishonest action that comes from a person, an organization, we don't know. It comes to our phone, it comes to our email. So it's scam. So this is the first vocabulary. It's a lie. It's actually a lie. And it tries to take money or something valuable from you. What is valuable? Money, your identity, your safety. So these tricks usually comes from dishonest groups or individuals or companies that perform they know you somehow. The people or organizations that do this scam are called scammers. Scammers, new vocabulary. Who are scammers? Scammer may be, for example, present somebody with false information during an offer or deal. For example, what appears to be quick profit sham. Very quick, they're going to give you money. For what? Gift card. Really? In fact, a trick. The victim of this scam, if the scammer is successful, loses his or her money or identity. Scammers cheat their victims or marks out, new vocabulary, mark out of their money. A mark is the person that trigger targets. Mark. Another term for a scammer is conman. or con artist. The words con and scam often have the same meaning. Ever since the internet and e-commerce appeared, scams have become very close to us and widespread online problems. E-commerce refers to online business activities. For example, buying and selling things on the internet. When you go online, it means you are connecting to a network that any people can be in there. So usually the internet, in the typical scam today, the con artist approaches the victim via SMS or email. So they connect you. Scammers may also call their victims on the phone. The words scam and fraud have very similar meaning, but fraud tends to refer to more serious crimes. And now their most attention is on adults and older adults. Why? Seems that the older adults are very attractive for them. How? Scams and financial abuse targeting older adults and common and vastly underreported. And older adults is more like unfamiliar with the financial scams, can stem from social, emotional, and cognitive problems. Cognitive deficit and dementia can affect a person's ability to use good judgment in financial decisions. Limited social network size, loneliness, and social isolation are risk factors for elder financial abuse. Now, here we are learning the warning signs to identify and steer clear of senior scams. Even if you haven't encountered a scam, there is a chance you will in the coming year. Now, what are we going to learn besides vocabularies? These days, scammers invent new and complicated ways to target seniors, as thieves often use technology to gain access to personal information. Sophisticated exams increasingly target seniors as thieves often use technology to gain access to personal information. Sharing personal information online or in person can lead to fraud, and seniors will want to be careful. They need to be careful about responding to messages or answering questions from callers. Seniors should exercise caution when approached by individuals in person who claim to be from famous organizations and should reach out directly to the company, to individual, before making a commitment. Each year, thieves target individuals to get access to their personal information and money, and they tend to zero in on older people. If you haven't yet been approached by scammers, you're lucky. Sometimes family members, especially relatives who care about the elder people, are often the one behind the attack. Now, let's break down these signs and the elderly scams that we just mentioned, and let's learn about it. And let's try to avoid falling through these exams. So now, AI-powered scams. Scammers use advanced technology like artificial intelligence to write emails pretending to be someone or a company. They use tools to analyze patterns from a target's online presence and then develop a message that sounds real. They could also generate realistic sounding voices that ask a victim for personal information, that it makes it easier and convince individuals to share their sensitive information. Sorry. So usually they say these days that don't take picture from front face and put it in the internet. Why? Because with the AI systems, they copy your face and then send message with your face and faking that you are talking with your real face, not send it to your loved ones, friends, and your multimedia, and then make a scam out of it. Or one of the most famous scams are funeral scams. Usually, they are using the in advertisement or notes that you're sending to the publications and newsletters and newspapers. For example, magazines that after loved one is deceased. So a thief might contact you and insist that your deceased relative left behind some debt and now you should pay it off. You or in another way, the criminal might attend the funeral, your funeral session, and gather information about you before asking for money to cover the debt. Someone pretending to be from the funeral home could call you and insist that there are extra charges that haven't been paid. Now you should pay it. For all these attempts, refuse to send money. Refuse to send money immediately and ask for written documentation of the expense. Another way of scam is tech support scams. A criminal might call or email you pretending to be a support representative for a tech company. They could warn you that the virus has damaged your computer. They may offer to update or fix your device. Once they begin work, they gain access to your personal information and files. Another kind of scam is government imposter scams. You might receive phone calls from people pretending to be from IRS or Social Security Administration, or these days from toll road, for example, and demand immediate payment of unpaid taxes or ask for personal information to continue your Social Security or Medicare benefits. The scammers could use a technique called spoofing. So, new vocabulary, spoofing, which makes it appear as if the incoming phone number is familiar. And you say, "Oh, I have seen this phone before." The caller is likely to ask you for information or insist you make a payment, which might need to be in the form of a gift card. The IRS and SSA will never ever initiate contact with people through a phone call. So you can be sure that the person calling you is a scammer. Now, this one is really important, this kind of scam, and it's called grandparent scams. In this scenario, a person will pretend to be the grandchild of the person who answers the phone and asks for money. The caller might claim they are having an emergency, such as a car accident or problem with the law, and don't want anyone to find out. They sometimes ask you to send them money or gift cards. The scammers often harvest the information they need to make the call appear familiar to you from notes in magazine and social media. So if you have a grandchild and care to give him or her money, then set a code. Yes, set up a code. Set up a code word for the grandchild to use in a real emergency is a good thing to do. How? So, for example, you have a grandchild that you're very close, and whenever grandchild come to see you, you give him or her a candy. Or whenever grandchild come to meet you, tell you a joke and make you laugh. So set a code to make sure that the person that is calling, contacting you, is your real grandchild. For example, if the kid bring joke to you or you give him candy, have him when he call you says, "Hi grandma, how are you? I'm Candy. Hi grandma, I'm going to tell a joke." Then you find out this is the code, this is the just the password between you and your grandchild. So you make sure that, oh yeah, this is real. Another kind of scam is internet scams. If you share information about yourself through social media, scammers could target you online. Internet scammers can find your personal information and use it to motivate you to provide funds or share more information. A client of mine got scammed out of a lot of money through Facebook. And that was the story. The scammer pretended to be an officer in the army and claimed they needed money to go back from Afghanistan or visit their kids. The scammer could also pretend to be someone famous and invite you to connect personally with them. If you receive a message asking you to click a link, share details about your identity, or make a payment, delete it. Don't answer to that. Now, another kind of scam is investment scams. A person claiming to be a financial advisor, real estate investor, or wealth manager could contact you to discuss an exciting investment opportunity and promise big returns if you send them funds. These scams will take your money and not return anything to you. Before contributing to a new investment, consult a trusted financial advisor with approach, credentials, and avoid fast decisions. So, how are you thinking up to now? So many information. Is there any question?
Question, guys.
Yes, yes.
Is there any same
Question,
experience?
Dina, you have question?
Yeah, I have. Um, can using public Wi-Fi put my phone at rest unexposed or use my personal personal information? How can I protect my data when using public Wi-Fi?
Um, so somebody call you through your Wi-Fi? I don't understand that. Yes, and ask for your identity information.
It,
Is that what you say?
if I'm going to use a public Wi-Fi, is my personal information scammer get?
So,
Like my phone put address and expose my personal information.
so if you go to use a public Wi-Fi, they usually, for example, you or go to a school or to, for example, doctor office, like for example, a clinic. They provide Wi-Fi for everyone. Usually, in this case, they do not ask for any identity. And when we talk about the identity, it's not your name, last name. Just name, last name, it does not count. But the exact address with detail and phone numbers, or for example, social codes, your ID cards, these are called identity. That usually in public places, Wi Fi, everywhere, they should not ask you. If they ask you, don't do that. They should not.
Hi, Miss Darian. Thank you so much for all the information. I think the individual is asking about like when we are using public Wi-Fi, people are saying all the time that like you don't have to sign into your like online banking account or you don't have to use your, for example, personal email. I think the person is asking about that because I also hear a lot about it, and I'm not sure how scammers use like public Wi-Fi to reach out, like for example, to our online banking information. Because I hear also when like I'm out, even my sister is saying me that like don't use like public Wi-Fi in order to like sign in to online like your online banking. But I'm not sure if it's right or not. Like
Yes, 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 yes. You should not. You should
okay.
not. Definitely, you should not use public Wi Fi to go to your bank account. Never do that.
Okay, interesting because like so many people they are not aware because we use our pop like we are using our like Wi-Fi at home also, so it's just it looks so usual to use just like normal Wi-Fi whenever you have access to like to access your personal banking like account, let's say. That is why I think people like they don't know. So I don't know like how they do it, like how they do phishing, but it is very interesting that like they can do it using public Wi-Fi.
Okay, so let's talk about the planning a bit. So, in case of taking care of your personal life, you need to have a planning. For example, you don't have access to the internet at home. You need to take care of your bank account, doctor appointments, um, payments with the internet, but you don't have access, or for a short time, your home internet is disconnected. So, the best place to use it is your local library. So, have a plan that, for example, every 2 weeks, I take care of my payments, credit card payment, or like internet payment, any payment that you have to go to enter your username, password, or they may ask you for address. So have a plan that, okay, this time and this time I do this. And then go to your local library. That's the best. That's the best. Or, for example, like a hospital that they have public internet, that they just give you the username. That's it. Even they don't tell you or send you the password. Most of them, when you go to the library, it's a safe internet. So go there and do all this. Never ever go to a store and want to get into Wi-Fi. There are Wi-Fi's in restaurants. Don't do this kind of stuff in restaurant. You can just search. That's it. And you make sure that never ever anyone should ask you for money on internet, on phone, any kind of information. Never do that. And then to make sure that you are talking, connecting with the right person, try to call them. You call them. Mostly these public networkings or internets, when you go to your bank account, for example, go to the bank account, enter the username, the password, it says a message comes that, oh, sorry, we were not able to find your information, technical problem, enter it again. This is a scam. Never do that. Just come completely out of that program, even out of the Google and everything, and again go into it. No, I'm not okay with do this in the public internet. Yeah, I suggest not.
My question, if your bank log into your bank account is two-step verification, usually I believe even scan cannot, if they have your information, like bank account number, your password, still they will have problem to log into your bank account.
Yeah. Yes. You know, when you have an account with the bank, so you know the way you connect them. When one time you want to connect and it's not as usual, even with one mistake. Oh, I never received this message, so come out. Don't do that. And never come out and re-enter. Never come out and re-enter. Like, for example, if you go to the gas station and you put your credit card in the gas station, and always with one enter, information comes, you fill it out, and you pay. But sometimes you go and put it in the gas station and it send the error and said, take the card and enter again. That's a scam. Never do that. So these days, it's really, really important to make all the connections personal as much as we can. For example, don't pay with card. Go pay to the person. Every time one of the famous scammers are in gas stations, are in the stores in gas stations. Try, because we want to avoid this connection. We want to avoid this because word of internet is running fast and we cannot reach it. So the best thing is to disconnect ourselves with these connections. So it's better to just go to the gas station and pay cash. I scare of this so much. So I have a small box in my car that I always put some money in it to be able to pay something like this, small monies, paid for my gas, like $20. Just pay for gas. And don't use your credit cards, debit cards in gas stations, stores, and whenever you don't need it. You have other option. So if using the public internet is the only option you have, you do not have access to home internet or something, use safest ones. Libraries, big hospitals, if it's near you, You just go there and just take care of your, like every 2 weeks, every 10 days, this be your plan that I'm going to pay my debts every 10 days. Take care of that. Taking care of the due dates and closing dates. Due dates and closing dates. And have a plan to pay your payments. Always, always pay between these 2 days. Because closing day is the time that they are calculating your payment. So if you're going to have your payment this time, as soon as you pay, your interest comes down. So they are checking your interest in your closing day. So between payments due and closing date. Always pay between these two and always have a plan. Like 2 times a month, you gather your payments and go pay for that. Even, let me tell you this. Even, for example, you get your paycheck when you should pay your payment 2 days ago. But paycheck comes like 2 days after your payment. Oh, so I cannot pay for that. So always pay minimum. Always pay minimum. Then you just get rid of payments. After you get your paycheck, go and pay more. So this is the kind of planning you need. You know what? It's all about avoiding to get involved. Avoid to get involved in these problems. So these are kind of tricks that we can make for ourselves. Pay with cash. Pay with credit card in safe places. Keep the receipts so you know when was the last time you went to McDonald's. When was the last time you went to that store, for example? When was the last time you paid for gas station? Always. When you go to gas station, you pay with credit card. Take the receipt. Because as soon as you did not get the receipt, your account is open. So that's important. So this is all about avoid to get involved. Any other thing to say? Any other memories, stories? So let's, okay.
I have another question because nowadays in our part, it's very rare now. Even though you're have money or you don't have money, some of the scammers are already chatting with us, emails with us. But is it what should we do if we accidentally open a suspicious message or link? Because most of the scammers nowadays are using that link, and what if some of us, especially the old people, or they don't doesn't know what this message is all about, so they just accidentally open the link and they don't know that all of that their money gone through.
So the point is that if you go that far that they take your money, then you need to report as a victim that now this happened and this things. If, for example, one of my clients went to a website that says free trainings. So after 2 days, she saw that they're charging her for $45. Next day, $75. And she didn't understand until the statement comes out. And she said, oh, that was free. I'm sure that was free. So for sure, she needs to contact the bank and ask for checking and stopping that payments and bring the story to them. And that after, when you say after they take your money, they take your identity, they need to contact your company and uh, open a claim when you find out. Or, for example, if they take the identity, mostly we don't understand. I remember for myself, I was working in a school system and I didn't understand until I received an email from the district that, oh, there was a fraud, there was an identity theft, and they took your identity, and then the school closed all the social securities. And it's late, but it happens. If it's a very big scam, so we cannot do anything. But when they send you email, when they send you offers, especially offers through the phone, through email, you should not go through it when you have the information. And I think this session is all about this, to scam awareness, to be aware that nobody give you money online for no reason, and you're not going to win. If you win something, that will stay for you. And if they say, okay, if you do not claim, you're going to lose it, okay, let's lose it. It's all about you be aware that it's not like that. It's never ever you win or you gain something for free, especially now, these days. But if it happens, if they already take your identity, if they already, then you need to open a claim. Okay?
Thank you, Sarian. I want to share something what I have been like witnessing and experience for the past, I guess, like 1 year, and it seems like it's increasing. Is the job scams? I almost receive daily requests from, of course, scammers, but like potential employer about like very like good jobs, like really like wonderful jobs with like high salaries. And it looks like they're scams. Like there's definitely, because they don't know me. And it is so interesting because I have never given my like phone number. Like I have never provided or shared my phone number publicly. I only like applied so far to like personal employers, but for some reason my phone number has been exposed, and I'm receiving these kinds of like messages on WhatsApp, interestingly, because it seems like they have my phone number, and it is daily, at least for me who is like actively searching for a job, and it's daily like, and I don't understand, like, and some of the jobs are really 100% like not related to even my job experience. And because they are offering really high salaries, they look all of them, they look so interesting. And I've heard a lot of like lots of stories lately about those, and I believe like, and I block them of course, but I believe like if I continue with them, most probably they're gonna ask for my like personal information, and then they're gonna ask about like my banking information, and I'm gonna be screwed. So, and it is something that I'm noticing lately. And I'm living in Ontario, so I'm not sure about other provinces. And because I'm actively like searching for a job, it's something that unfortunately I'm experiencing daily.
That's true. That's true. And it's very important that you be aware that you were and don't answer to them. So this is how they work. So like for Indeed, as many like sendings out and as many people return, they get money. because the people are seeing, and people are sending it together, share it, and this is how they make money. But as soon as you should just accept the respond after your request. If you requested something and then you get a response, if you're not, then don't accept it. Don't go into it. Even if they send you, don't open it. Just delete. Just delete. Go over to your text messages and delete. Don't open it. You know what? They're looking for your interest. And some of them are very tempting. This is what they look to that. This is why they make very high payments. Like you're getting this much salary. And you think, oh, really? That's a good thing. But this is not. So these are the signs that you can make sure that these are not real. And we have to control our interest, our excitement. No, this is the time that, especially for elder people, they should not believe. Don't believe. And ask. Ask from your loved ones, from your relatives. If you know you have a relative that is a financial advisor, share it with them. Yeah, thank you
Thank
for
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I always say when it's too good to be true, always doubt. So when
Yeah,
something is really too good to be true.
yeah, exactly. I like that. Okay, let's continue. Okay, one other kind of scam that now it's called fraud because it's about check. So check fraud is very important and very common. So thieves might steal a check from your bank account, from your mailbox, from the mail carrier, and they could change the amount on that and make it payable to someone else. So you will find out that I never did that. Or they send you, they say, oh, we want you send this check. But this check has some fee that they ask you to pay that. Like, for example, even $10. If you pay $10 for fees, then we're going to send you the check, even with mail. But no, with sending that $5, $10, they copy your identity and you never receive a check. Or they may take a digital picture of the check and change it so they can make more deposits or develop other checks from that picture. And that's very important. Now, new vocabulary: reverse mortgage. Reverse mortgage. Reverse mortgage scam. If you be owner of your home, a person will contact with you and claiming that you may access some equity in your house and can return some of your money with a technique that he calls reverse mortgage. They may offer to appraise your home for a fee, give you an invalid home value, and ask you to sign up with inaccurate loan documents. Don't respond to any request that ask you to share details about your home or make a payment for a reverse home mortgage. If you're interested in getting a reverse mortgage, reach out to a reputable mortgage lender or advisor in your area and talk about your options. Another kind of scam, caregiver scam. Caregivers may collect your data while in your home with you. If you're getting help from family members, they could have access to your personal information and take money from your accounts without you knowing about it. Your information could be used to open a new credit card and make purchases. To avoid falling victim, carefully research and vet any health aides or caregivers before they enter your home. Now, maybe our favorite scam is a lottery scam. A fraudster could contact you to congratulate you for winning a lottery. Oh, congratulations, you won this lottery. They might send you a fake check, which may initially look real until it is rejected by the bank. End of happiness. That leaves you on the hook to pay fees or cover taxes. It has a client who was told that his wife, so this is the story. So they may call and they know your wife, for example, your sister, which is has the dementia. They know it, and they call you, and they say, "Okay, your wife, your sister, whoever, won $15 million in this lottery." But then the client was asked to pay for fees. Oh, that's very tempting. If you are told that someone who is incompetent, sorry, who is incompetent has either won a prize or there's an obligation to pay for fees, no. Look into it very carefully, very, very carefully. As I said, they just ask you for a short amount of money for fees, and then if you pay, we're going to send you this check, this winning lottery. With the very first $5, $10, whatever, they are copying your identity. Do not allow anyone to forward you money of any kind in any ways that you must pass on to anyone else. So, with saying all these information now government has some advices for you. They offer some tips that help you to protect yourself from scams. So they say check out the charity carefully. The charity that is going to give you the service. This is a charity, we're going to offer this money to you. This is a charity, we're going to offer this gift card to you. Check it and make sure they are really, really exist. So, business bureaus have good information that you can call the charity business bureau and get the information about the specific charity. So if there is something for you somewhere, it will not disappear in few days. It will stay for you if it's really yours. Verify the charity's name. Fake charities typically choose names that sound the same as or like established charities. They may also use keywords that are familiar, that show the sympathy, such as the cancer, disaster relief, or children hospital protection something. They want to bring you to come to them. Don't let high pressure tactics push you into donating immediately, to go to decide soon. No. Do not assume that tax deductions are automatic in every case. They say, okay, come and put your money in this charity and it's going to relieve your tax. No. Now, another thing. So if you go somewhere and get a service, for example, like a hairdresser, you go and they cut your hair and you don't like it. This is not called scam. You cannot say, you scammed me. You wanted to get money from me. That's very important. This is just a ripoff. This is not a scam. So, how we understand who is the scammer? The scammer is not from a legal place, person, organization. Like a hairdresser is a legal business. Store is legal business. But when someone scam you, the organization is unknown. So you should write it down, get the information, and report it to your bank if they just deal with your bank. If it's with one of the loans, any kind of loan, so you should know it and report it. Where to report? The organization or where you got the loan. So that's very important. So we talked about the scam. I'm just thinking about other examples to tell you. These days, toll roads are very famous. That you receive letters and notes that you pass a toll road. The reason is because of the constructions. So when you see that everywhere they're making something, they're damaging something, they're just doing something, they may think, you may think that, oh, maybe when I pass this street, I should pay for that. Even I see some places that you need to pay even for passing a road in real, but they are real and they are in the street. They have a kiosk. And that's funny, of course, and it's not a scam. But if they asking money from you that you don't know, you do not see the source of this request. So whenever that happens, you should know very important three things. That is, you should know where the scam took place and the identity that the company, the scammer, asked for. What kind of information they need, and more additional details they gave you. So you need to gather information and report it to your bank. Call them to your branch and say, this happens to me. I was never in this city to purchase something. I was never in that date. I was here. I never went to this event and I never bought anything from them. I had never contact with these people. So that's important to have a complete information about the location, the situation, and the time that a fraud action or scam happened. So today we talked about scams, fraud, and whatever they are, the details, the vocabularies. As a conclusion, I want to emphasize that no one, never, ever, ever, never give you money, especially online. Never, ever, they should ask you for your identity. So make sure about these two things: money, identity. No, it's a big no on money and identity. To get it from people and give it. You never get money for free, and you never give identity for no reason. Thank you. Thank you for being with me.
Do we still have any questions? Not at all.
Read the question on the message they sent on the
I have a question. Because I've known it's a very famous here in our place. Yeah, she's a businessman. She's a businesswoman, but actually she has like a Gcash account, and then she save her money there. But accidentally, when she woke up in the morning, accidentally the money is gone. So, do we have any other suggestion or advice that can help with this kind of people that they doesn't know anything, but when they just woke up in the morning, their money was gone through?
Like the money from bank account, you mean?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that.
you should very soon. So, as soon as you find out about a loss, whenever it was, you should contact your bank account. Straight contact your bank account. Even going to the office is less works. But if you go, they can help you to contact your bank account. So you should report it very soon, very soon. And you should remember, this is the reason I said you have to keep the receipts from not trustable places. For example, gas stations. Gas stations are the place that so many different kind of scams and frauds happen. So you should know when was the last time you were in a gas station. If you paid with credit card, with debit card, and you're losing money from that card. So you should know when it was the last time and where you used it. So that's important. So, like you see, for example, when you go to Costco, when you go to the gas station, you see that orange tapes. So they have an orange tape over this card kiosk. If, for example, the orange tape is up, is removed, it's not trustable. Somebody removed it. It's not trustable. So you have to keep track of what you're doing and now what is going on with your accounts. We were talking about elderly people. It's very important that elderly people keep connection with someone, loved one in their family. And this is the reason that one of my like huge time savings, time investment of me is going to protect elderly people, to talk with their families, to be patient with them, to give them advice. So, because they don't know, because they, like, for example, an elderly person, like old woman, for example, they go to, not that old even, they go to gas station and they give their credit card to the person to go pay and come and help them with getting gas. So they're giving the card to someone, a stranger, and they have no choice because they have sickness, they have back pain, they have leg pain, so many things. How they should make sure that this action does not have any harm for them. So they should have someone trustable in their family, friendship, that they care about them. Exactly how they care about us when we were not able to do our life, taking care of life. So now we are the people that should take care of them, help them, support them. So if something happened like that, what you said, they wake up and there's no money, as soon as they find out, they should contact the source of that money, like, for example, bank account. For example, their job sending them their paycheck. And then they want to put the paycheck deposit in bank. When they do, they see that happened for one of my clients. When they wanted to deposit, the kiosk says that this is duplicate. You deposited before. But she never did that. She just got the paycheck. So it seems that somebody copied the paycheck. And it turned out that that was her coworker that take picture of the paychecks before she take it. You know what? So that's important that she knows that, okay, I just got this paycheck. Where was my paycheck right before I take it? On the desk of my manager. And the way that I see other people paychecks, so they see mine. So that's important. They have to report. They have to follow. Even for example, you went and buy something on something like OfferUp, Craigslist. You buy something and then you paid with credit card. That you never should do that. Okay, so but you paid for that with the credit card. Even PayPal, that everyone says it's safe. No, it's not safe. And when you go to check it, you see, oh, I bought one thing, for example, for $10, but now they charge me for $200. How comes? That's, that's very important to
Good now.
refer it to the source as soon as you find out. Open a claim, report it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. and such. Any other questions, or if you don't have, thank you for all the spending time with us today. We hope you're walking away with greater awareness of the scams that target seniors and how to recognize, prevent, and respond to them. A sincere thank you to our speakers, Shrinsaz Alizadi Ahi, for sharing your insights and expertise. As a Canadian Helper Society, we remain dedicated to supporting and informing our communities, and we deeply appreciate the support of the New Horizons for Senior program in making sessions like this possible. Please stay connected with us for more learning opportunities. Stay safe and empowered. And thank you again for joining us. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. It was so useful.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
dear.
both.
Thank you, Miss Maheen. Thank you very much.